we might as well have the stream existing, at least so that I can like send out whatchamacallit, like the Twitch link and the things like that.
Okay.
Let's see, I need to turn Hydra down just a little bit. Then let's send out our customary tweet.
So if a certain person Bubble doesn't show up, we could replace him with Kid if Kitsune is available.
Okay. Let's see. And we're absolutely sure Bubble knows that this was happening and this isn't just like blindsiding him?
Yep.
I wish I had a better name for this than Session 0, but that's okay.
It's fine.
Dungeons and Dragons. I definitely should have changed the title before starting, but that is okay.
Oh, you started?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
So the stream can hear us now.
Yes, they can.
Oh, nice.
Let's see. Normally I like mute up for the first little tiny bit of stream and just like the music play, but music is coming through the exact same channel you guys are, and so it wouldn't really make much sense.
I'm gonna try to call Charlie on Snapchat because they said, oh, there we go. They both responded at the same time. Bubble said, sorry, can't.
Okay, fair enough.
I don't know anything was why. And judging by deteriorating mental state, I'd say we're both better off. Whatever.
It's
probable she doesn't even understand.
Charlie's helping Milk Brad make their character real quick.
Have them come on. Part of Session 0 is
Okay.
making characters.
Unfortunately.
I wouldn't have known because, you know, I don't know how to play this.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Okay, who are we missing? Okay.
Bubble, Apex, and Milk.
No, Apex is here.
Apex, yes, Apex is here.
Yeah.
I just misread my little whatchamacallit on my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, tweet has been sent out. Let's pull up my Twitch chat. I would tell you how many people are watching, but I stopped bringing up my, whatchamacallit a long time ago.
Oh, but I can look at it. Charlie! Hello.
Yo, real Charlie?
Hello, Charlie!
Heyo. Ray is gonna be here in a second. I just left him.
Sounds good.
Oh.
I'm
Wow,
going
bad
to
friend.
put on the actual whatchamacallit, so if you guys want to go see all of your little, they're not chat heads.
Ooh, you actually set it up.
Yeah, I did.
Emoji dudes.
Emoji dude.
Yes, it's emoji dudes.
Little emoji dudes. These ones are very sloppy, but when the actual game starts, I'll be making these for each of you for characters. I'll be making one for each of your characters, and then these will also be their tokens when we're doing the battle maps. And also, if you guys just want to use these for whatever at any time, they're yours for using.
Well, that looked really cool, genuinely.
I'm really glad
Tim,
you
what
liked
did
them.
you just send in the table chat?
Don't worry about it, Stangler. Hello, welcome. Hello.
I would say you're going to ruin my chat, but I'm not entirely sure how much chat there is here.
I would never ruin your chat.
Absolutely not. Oh, to everyone who was here and saw the start screen, if you did any of the self-care things, go ahead and send a little heart in the chat. We like to
No.
encourage an atmosphere of self-care. More power to you. Yeah, because honestly, a big reason that I stream is just to hold myself accountable for like various self-care things, so I might as well help. Oh, hello, Methuselah. Welcome.
Wait, are there actual people in the chat?
Yeah, one of my
Oh,
friends
shit.
from TikTok.
TikTok. Oh yeah. Hello, TikTok person.
Luca, I think. I am horribly bad with names, but I'm pretty sure they go by Luca. I absolutely know how to do this. Most of my session zeros have not been quite this formal before, but we are going to figure it out together. Okay, so far I have Charlie's character sheet, Sam's character sheet, and Stangler's character sheet. Apex, Bubble's not here, so Apex and Milk. How far along are you / how much help do you want?
I think I need a lot of help. I haven't started.
You know what? That is excellent. That is what this part of the game is here for. So how much do you know about D&D?
Not a lot.
Fair enough.
I know absolutely nothing.
Okay, so in a 5-man band, do you know like the stereotypical 5-man band?
No.
Okay. It's a literary device. There tends to be the leader, the lancer, the smart guy, the heart, and the muscle. Out of those, which tends to seem the most appealing to you?
You say them again.
Actually, I might phrase it a different way. Would you rather hit things really hard, do a lot of weird shit, or do a lot of healing?
I like doing weird stuff, so.
Weird stuff?
Weird shit.
Both of you like weird shit? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to go with spellcasters for both of you.
Are we all gonna be spellcasters?
Possibly. I know we have a wizard, a cleric, and a druid. So yes, we're gonna be a nice big party of spellcasters.
Good.
So we have artificer, bard, blood hunter. Monks can do some weird shit, but they're mostly hit things, as can rangers. Sorcerer, warlock, we have a wizard. Okay, so are either of you completely just want to do weird shit, or you guys, or do one of you have more of an inkling towards hitting things or healing things as well as doing weird shit?
Just weird.
Just weird?
Just weird.
Just weird? Okay. So we're going to go with I might not throw artificer at either of you because that would be cruel to do to a new player. So our leftovers are sorcerer and warlock, both of which are charisma based classes. One gets their magic from a bloodline, a birthright, or something magical happening to them, so they have inherent magic, and the other one is a magic sugar baby. Pretty much the warlock gets their magic as part of a pact from some other creature. Something with more power. that they've decided to serve. Do either of those sound interesting to you?
Be a sugar baby.
I like the first one.
Okay. So
What about Bard?
Oh, fuck, I also forgot about Bard. There is Bard. Bards do artsy shit. How did I just... Oh, it was higher up. Bards tend to do a lot of artsy shit. Normally they're associated with singing, but they can do other things. It's generally an idea of your words or your creativity or something has enough power to melt a man's brains. Sometimes, at higher levels. Are either of you more interested in Bard, or do you want to stick with the original ones?
I like the
The
original
original.
ones.
Okay. I am not quite used to your guys' voices yet, so even though our dear old chat can see exactly who you are when you speak, could both of you introduce yourselves to me real quick?
I'm Apex.
Okay.
I'm Milkbread.
Okay, cool. So, Milkbread, you're going to want to be a sorcerer, and Apex, you're going to want to be a warlock. So I'm going to write that down really quick. Apex, warlock, Milkbread, sorcerer. Okay. So, oh, I put that in the wrong place. We're gonna put this here instead. Do both of you have a place that you want to record your character sheets, or do you want me to pull someplace up to record them for you?
Can you pull up a place for me?
Yep.
I guess pull it up.
Okay. Myth Weavers. Gonna bring this one out like this, just so that I don't end up showing everyone the... Oh, and actually it doesn't show my passcode anyway. Okay, so going to bring this back here. Sheets. Going to make another sheet. Do either of you have names in your brain yet, or should I just put your persona names and then we can change the name later?
Flippy.
Levy?
Flippy.
Flippy. Flippy sounds
You can just
good.
put whatever.
Whatever? Okay. Oh, for those of you who are curious, we are going to be playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. So there's a sheet for Flippy.
Wait, hold on. There's 5 editions?
Yes, there are. There's Advanced D&D, and then I think it starts at 2nd edition. Okay, it's D&D, and then Advanced D&D, and then 2, and then 3, and then 3.5, and then 4, and then 5.
Why not just D&D?
Because it is a fairly complicated rule set, and there's always something to improve. And
That's fair enough.
sometimes the community likes the improvements, and sometimes the community fucking hates them. Oh, God. Okay, it looks like... It looks like they just updated their, how it's all set up. I don't like how it's set up. Did I? Oh, no, that's because I chose the wrong... I am good at this. I am a professional. Let's make sure I actually create a 5th edition, character sheet this time. And then... Yes, that is a setup that I am more used to. We're going to be starting at level 3, because I personally find that is the best level to start new players at. we're not really going to be leveling up, so the experience type doesn't particularly count, but I do tend to use milestone leveling, so if you need to put something in, that's what we're going to put in. Player here is... Oh, I have names! I'm totally not going into the separate tab where I have extra names. Okay. This sheet is for Apex. This sheet is for Milk. We have a Milk, you chose Sorcerer, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you chose Sorcerer. Apex has a Warlock. Okay. So, next. Let's go for race next. And I'm sorry to everyone who isn't currently in the middle of making a character. I will try to get through this fairly quickly. Oh god. I forgot how many fucking races there were. Would you guys prefer I throw a bunch of names at you and you just choose one, or would you prefer that I give you like a handful of choices?
Just throw them.
Throw them at you? Okay.
Yeah.
Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Gnome, Half-Elf, Half-Orc, Halfling, Human, Tiefling, Aarakocra, Aasimar, Fairy, Firbolg, Genasi, Gilf, Goliath, Haragon, I've never seen that one before, Kenku, Lokatha, Owlin, Tabaxi, Tortle, Triton, Verdin, Bugbear, Centaur, Goblin, Grung, Hobgoblin, Kobold, Lizardfolk, Minotaur, Orc, Yuan-Ti, Pureblood, Autognome, Dampier, Gif, Hadozi, Hexblood, another fairy, more Elffolk, Plasmoid, Rabbitfolk, those ones are fun, Reborn, Revenant, Threekeen, Changeling, Kalishtar, Shifter, Warforged, Aetherborn, Aven, Kenra, Kor, Merfolk, Naga, Vampire, another Dampier, Hexblood, another Reborn, Loxodon, Simic Hybrid, Vidalkin, Vaishino, Leonin, and Satyr.
I'll do the first one, Dragonborn.
Dragonborn, okay. Milk, did any of those sound interesting to you?
That was a lot.
That was so much.
Let me see.
Do you have a vibe in mind that you might be going for that might help me, like, help you choose one, or...
I'm not sure. Sorry, I'm like really nervous.
No, that's completely okay. No. It's one thing to play D&D for the first time, and it's an entirely different thing to have the session 0 of your first ever D&D game be streamed.
I don't really want to go for like an aggressive like type.
True.
I want to be like chill almost, I guess.
Okay. What did you say?
I just want something chill.
Want something chill? Okay. Personally, my favorite is either half-elf or rabbit folk. The most basic is tiefling. And we have a bunch of elves if you want to be in similar company.
The rabbit folk sounds pretty cool, I guess.
Okay, let's grab you a rabbit folk. Okay, so we're going to start with Dragonborn. Oh boy, I'm not entirely sure how to start this. Age. Dragonborn grow quickly. They walk hours after hatching, attain size and development of a 10-year-old by the age of 3, and reach adulthood by 15. They live around 80 years. Actually, this might be like fluff things that we add like afterwards. Really important thing for Dragonborn is your color. because Dragonborn have a breath weapon. Basically, the color of your Dragonborn will determine the damage type that your breath weapon, like, gives. So there's acid, 2 colors for lightning, 3 colors for fire, oh, another acid, 1 for poison, and 2 for cold.
What are the colors for acid?
Acid is copper and black.
Probably black then.
Okay. Flippy, the black Dragonborn. Oh, right. For milk, is there anything specific you need to know about rabbit folk?
Not really.
Oh, you can read, write common and 1 other language. And then Dragonborn, going to go with standard Dragonborn for here. There are so many different types of Dragonborn. Holy shit.
Oh, Sammy?
Hello.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, but we got a replacement for Bubble.
Okay.
They just joined the server. If you can, like, add them to the voice chat.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Are you sure that Bubble doesn't want to be here at all, or is he just unable to make it to this particular session 0?
He just told me that he can't make it, so I'm just gonna assume that he doesn't really want to play.
Okay. So Mint. Let's add Mint to game 5. There we go. And Mint won't have a little reactive thing for now, unfortunately. But if you hear someone talking and none of the other things light up, then it is Mint. One cool thing about rabbit folk is once during each of your turns, when you walk at least 5 feet, you can hop, rolling a d12 and moving that many feet in a direction of your choice. Doesn't cost extra movement. Only hop if your speed isn't 0. You have so much extra movement. It's a lot of fun. Did I write down that you chose rabbit folk? No, I did not. Okay. Next, we need to grab both of you a subclass and then a background. Spells, backgrounds, classes. We started with Apex. We started with Apex first last time, so we're gonna start with Milk first this time. Sorcerer. Sorcerers have lots of cool things. But the big thing for a sorcerer is where they get their magic from. Can be a lot of things. The main 3 are an archfey, a deity, or an old one, which is basically eldritch Cthulhu type. Can also have some things going on with your mind, clockwork soul, shadow magic, storm sorcery. If you want to have a lot of fun, I particularly enjoy wild magic, but I know that a lot of people have some very strong feelings about that.
What's wild magic?
Basically, wild magic is whenever you cast a spell over level 1, you have to roll a d20, and if you roll a 1 on the d20, then you have to roll on another table and a random magical effect happens.
Okay. Um, what was the like shadow thingy?
There's one that's just called shadow magic.
Yeah, that seems interesting.
Okay, let's pull up shadow magic. You are a creature of shadow, for your innate magic comes from the Shadowfell itself. You might trace your lineage to an entity from that place, or perhaps you were exposed to its fell energy and transformed by it. The power of shadow casts a strange pall on your physical presence. The spark of life that sustains you is muffled as if it struggles to remain viable against the dark energy that imbues your soul.
That sounds cool.
So you get a Shadow Sorcerer quirk. You can either pick from the 6 quirks that are here, or you can roll for it, or you can just create one. The quirks that they give for options are: you are icy cold to the touch. When you're asleep, you don't appear to breathe. You barely bleed, even when badly injured. Your heart beats once per minute. This event sometimes surprises you. You have trouble remembering that living creatures and corpses should be treated differently, and you blinked once last week. Do any of those sound interesting?
The blinking one.
Honestly, yeah. That sounds like a lot of fun. You have some pretty awesome dark vision. Then you're also going to have a couple of other, let's see. You're going to have, people are going to have a harder time bringing you below 0 hit points. Those are the big things for Shadow Sorcerer. Next, we're going to have Warlock. Okay. Oh no, what I was talking about earlier was Warlock. Warlocks get their magic from a source that is someone that they get it from, oftentimes Archfey, Celestial, or Great Old Ones. Is Apexy here?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you good with me going through all of the options, just kind of rapid fire until you hear one you like?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Archfey, Celestial, Fathomless, Fiend, the Genie, Great Old One, Hexblade, Undead, and Undying.
What is the hex one?
Hexblade?
Yeah.
Hexblade is a lot of fun. You have a Pact Blade, where it basically, Hexblade. You have made your pact with a mysterious entity from the Shadowfell, a force that manifests through sentient magical weapons carved from the stuff of shadow. The mighty sword Black Razor is the most notable of these weapons, which have been spread across the multiverse for ages. The shadowy force behind these weapons can offer power to warlocks who form pacts with it. Many Hexblade warlocks create weapons that emulate those formed in the Shadowfell. Other forgo such arms, content to weave the dark magic of that plane into their spellcasting. Because the Raven Queen is known to have forged the first of these weapons, many sages speculate that she and the Force are one, and that the weapons, along with Hexblade warlocks, are tools she uses to manipulate the events on the material plane to her inscrutable ends. I can speak. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah, I like that.
Cool. You're going to have an extended spell list. So once we get to spells, I'll remind you that there are options for you.
Okay.
You have the ability to cast a curse on someone. It lasts for 1 minute, and it's once per short or long rest. You're going to get extra proficiency with weapons, which you won't normally have. And then you're also going to get all of the usual warlock things. Let's see. I should have opened that in a new tab. We're gonna have Hexblade Warlock. You're going to look very, very cool. Next, we need backgrounds for both of you. So basically, what backgrounds are they're kind of mechanically driven backstories. They're backstory archetypes that give you a pretty good framework to start your backstory off of, and B, give you actual in-game bonuses that are affected by the backstory that you chose. Do either of you have a vibe in mind for your backstory?
Something to do with money.
Money? Okay, what about you, Milk?
I honestly, I'm not really sure. I don't want violence.
You don't
Nothing
want
like that.
violence?
Yeah.
Okay. There's one here called Phalos, which I might click on and see what it's called. Maybe not that one. There are plenty here that don't involve violence. For something that involves money, we have a charlatan, clan crafter, a guild artisan, a guild merchant, an inheritor, a noble, a pirate, and those are the main ones. Do any of those sound interesting?
Yeah, the guild merchant.
Guild merchant. Okay. I have to take a moment for it to load. You are a member of an artisans guild, skilled in a particular field and closely associated with other artisans. You are a well-established part of the mercantile world, freed by talent and wealth from the constraints of feudal societal order. You learned your skills as an apprentice to a master artisan under the sponsorship of your guild until you became a master in your own right. Does that sound good?
I thought it was being like the guild merchant, not the guild artisan.
Oh, you're right. I clicked on the wrong one. Oh, guild merchant is a variant of guild artisan. Sorry, I read the wrong one.
Okay.
Instead of an artisan's guild, you might belong to a guild of traders, caravan masters, or shopkeepers. You don't craft items yourself, but earn a living by buying and selling the works of others, or raw materials artisans need to practice their craft. Your guild might be a large merchant consortium or family with interests across the region. Perhaps you transported goods from one place to another by ship, wagon, or caravan, or brought them from traveling traders and sold them in your own little shop. In some ways, the traveling merchant's life lends itself to adventure far more than the life of an artisan. Rather than a proficiency with artisan's tools, you might be proficient with navigator's tools or an additional language. Instead of artisan's tools, you can start with a mule and a cart.
Nice. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, cool. I think I like this character a lot. So, guild merchant. Next, we need a background for Milk. Something without violence. Are you thinking like some sort of scholar, an entertainer, a noble, maybe, a sailor, an athlete?
Is there anything with like animals in there or something? Animals, plants, something?
One is called Fisher, but I'm not entirely sure that's what you're actually wanting. What is marine? Actually, I feel like that's not what I think it is. Yeah, that is soldier from the sea. I don't see any that specifically have to do with animals, but if you really want something that has to do with animals, we can make one for you.
Yeah, I would like something that has animals or some nature element to it, I guess.
Okay. So what do you think of, like, conservationist?
I have no clue.
A conservationist is the type of person who goes out and learns and protects things, particularly like plants and animal life.
I like that.
Okay. In that case, I'm probably going to combine hermit and one of the other ones. I'll have to work on that a little bit more, so we probably won't go super into detail with that right now. But I will write on your page. Your background is conservationist. And we will work on that at another time. Okay. We have things. Do we have any more responses to this? No, we do not. So I'm going to spend a moment talking to Sam and Stangler about their characters. And actually, I probably need to talk to Mint a little bit. Oh, and Charlie. Yes. Probably going to need to talk to people about things, but people who have not filled out the consent checklist, if you could go through and do that so that we can talk about the things that we need to talk about in this session 0, that would be awesome. We're having a very fun conversation in the table, I see. So real quick, Stangler. Stangler? Is Stangler here? Did I miss? If he is here, he's muted. I see. Absolutely. We can start with Sam and Charlie. Charlie, you chose the background of Sage, which incidentally, so did Stangler. Do you guys have any idea, like, what specifically... Actually, Charlie, I'm probably speaking to you more specifically right now. Do you know, like, more specifically what you want your backstory to be? If you have, like, a specific place or a specific thing? Thank you. Hermit, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm going to combine. Oh, I already told you that. But yeah, Casplash, if I could actually have your help with that at some point, that would be awesome. Um, let's see. Charlie, are you here and active?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Did you have any plans beyond Sage? Do you have any like specificities? Words aren't happening. I do apologize.
That's fine. I know what you mean.
Anything specific that you wanted to happen with your backstory? And you don't have to go like super specific if you want some things to be like secret from the rest of the group.
I wrote it down in like the character notes, I think.
Okay.
But you know how my PDF and stuff was acting up, so I don't know if it's.
Oh, yeah, I
So-
see it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, okay. Mood. Sounds good. You said that you're allies with Sam's character.
Oh, I just put that in because I didn't know what to put.
Am I?
Do you guys want to have a connection? It's usually
Yes.
pretty good for one
Yes.
shots to have people
Yes.
build
We
connections.
have a connection, yes.
Okay, cool.
For many reasons.
Sam, what
Yes, me.
what backstory do you have? Or not backstory, what background?
I don't know what a background is.
Fair enough.
Help. Help.
It's probably something.
Can I call a friend?
Absolutely.
Okay, hold on. I'm calling Burger. I'm gonna ask him what a background is.
It's probably something that you chose while you were
Actually, I
going
should
through
not call my
things.
Romanian friend at 2:42 a.m. That's not a good idea.
Maybe not. Maybe just perhaps.
Yeah, maybe just explain what it is.
The background is it's basically it's the mechanics that the game gives to backstories. So it's things like scholar and let's see. And gladiator and folk hero and pirate and smuggler and like things like that. Do you remember when you were making your character, when you had to choose from things that looked kind of like that?
Yeah.
Do you remember which one you chose?
I can go look on my sheet.
That would be awesome. I have it here, but I'm having trouble finding where it's written.
It should be in my notes, because I'm pretty sure you can't see those.
Yeah, probably. I think that is
Or description.
correct.
You know what? How about I just screen share? Would that be a good idea? Or can you not look at it while you're streaming?
I can look at it, but no one on the stream would be able to see.
That is fair enough. So where do I go? Oh, background. Okay, I'm stupid. Acolyte.
Okay. So you chose Acolyte.
Yep.
That means you and Charlie probably could have studied together. If I'm remembering Sage and Acolyte right.
Charlie, did we study together, Charlie? Did we? That's a yes. Okay.
Oh, right. Sam, what
Yeah.
what god do you want to follow? Is that why Stangler was asking about star gods?
I did this today. Yeah, hold on. Let me find it.
Sam.
Girod. I think that's how you say it.
Let me
Girod.
just go down to Gieroth.
Yeah, Gerod. That one.
Okay, that's very interesting. How did you as an elf end up studying under Gieroth?
Because Stangler forced me to.
Oh
No, he didn't force me
No,
to.
I
He just
didn't.
told me that it would be a good idea to go with Gerod.
no. Okay. Do you have a preference outside of that, or you're good with Gieroth?
But I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So you and Charlie probably wouldn't have studied like super close directly together, but there's a very good chance that you could have studied in close proximity to each other. If you want that to be your connection. Either that,
So,
or you
like,
could
in
be
a
like,
library.
what?
So, like, in a library.
Yeah.
Oh. If I remember correctly, my character didn't go to school. Did she?
The acolyte
Or am I
background
stupid?
means that you served as an intermediary between the realm of the holy and the mortal realm. You're basically a priest.
I'm a
You're good at
priest.
like sacred rites and
Hell yeah, bitch.
yeah.
Reach.
So there's a good chance that in Charlie's search for the secrets of the cosmos, she might have come and tried to like consult you, ask you about your study on Gieroth. Does that sound good?
Yeah, but does Charlie follow the same god?
Not necessarily. You can study something without necessarily following it closely.
Yeah, I know,
And
but I was
as
just asking.
Gieroth is the god of change, studying something related to Gieroth would probably entail studying maybe the movement of the stars or some grand event or moments in history that seems to have changed the trajectory of how history happened. Things like that.
Okay, now I remember why I chose that god.
Okay. I'm gonna double check. Okay. Mint, milk, apex, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, not mint, milk, and apex. Definitely mint, and then one other person, I'm not sure, has yet to fill out the checklist, and I don't really want to start talking about that without having input from everyone. I should grab a drink of water. What the actual fuck?
Ooh, can we talk to the stream while you're gone?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Behave yourself at least a little.
I can't promise you that.
Stream delay just caught up and I saw the ad.
Nice. Hey, Stangler.
Yeah?
What do you call a trans person that likes women?
You.
A transgender lesbian.
So you.
Or by their name.
So you.
Minty,
No.
Minty, I am not lesbian, Minty.
Sounds accurate.
It just really doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, Minty. Go make your
Okay.
character. Little mint.
How?
L.
Magic.
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 That's so true.
I can't wait to play Magic of the Gathering with my pals.
This isn't Magic the Gathering, silly.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
it is.
So Magic the Gathering, Stangler.
I don't even know what Magic of the Gathering is.
Neither do I.
What? How do you not know what it is? It's
Because
a
I'm not a
card
nerd,
game.
Stangler. I'm not a nerd.
Sam,
Free
that's,
co- I
Sam,
mean,
that's
I don't
completely
play
false
it.
information.
Sam, are you a nerd?
I am not a nerd.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
No, I am
Just got
not.
some
I
fucking
am not.
deja vu.
You
Okay,
like
hello, I'm
finesse.
back.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Minty just called me a nerd. Can we
And you
ban
are.
him? Can we ban Minty?
Nerd
Don't
is
ban
the
me.
highest compliment in these circles.
I know, I'm
Sam,
joking.
you can't
I'm
ban
joking.
someone for true information.
Oh,
What the fuck?
December.
If you ban me, I'll be sad.
Let's see.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Too bad, so
It's a
sad.
skill issue.
Oh,
That is
right.
indeed a skill issue.
Mint, welcome.
Hello.
We should probably get some of your basics for your character.
Sammy, just so you know, Minty's crying to me in DMs about how you're not pronouncing the Y in
I am
Minty.
indeed crying.
He is crying.
Minty, I do apologize. Okay. Minty. Race.
Actually, I'm a bubble. I'm a bubble. That's me.
Your bubble?
Yeah, I'm bubble. 100%. That's me.
I see. Okay. So, how much do you know about D&D?
I've never played it in my entire life.
Wonderful. Great place to start. We're going to start with class, just like we did with everyone else. Are you more interested in being able to hit things, in being able to do interesting, strange things, being able to heal things, or some mix of the above?
My brain hurt.
Fair enough.
Hit things. Question mark.
Wonderful. It's nice to have a tank. Everyone else here is spellcasters.
Boring.
So, next question. Are you interested in being able to use any sort of weapon? Are you interested in being able to take so much goddamn damage? Do you want to hit things with your fists? Do you want to smite things with the power of the divine? Do you want to...
What is that?
The paladin.
What is the power of the divine?
Basically, you use, you follow a specific god, and that god gives you powers. Like, extra special powers.
So I'm like a messiah?
Closer to, like, a priest or an apostle. Though if you want to play it as though a messiah, you can absolutely do that.
I forgot the other options because I'm dumb.
No, that's completely fine. And I haven't actually run through all of them yet. The next one is, being able to hit things sometimes with bows, sometimes with other things. I'm not actually entirely sure how to explain rangers. I know I enjoy them, and I know a lot of the internet hates them. And then, or you can choose to hit things with a lot of damage from the shadows. So shadows, holy, fists, lots of weapons, lots of damage.
Is lots of damage me taking damage or me dealing damage?
Both, but with a heavy emphasis on taking damage. Barbarians have a stupid high amount of hit points, and when you're raging, you take half damage from all physical attacks. And if you have the right subclass, half damage from magical attacks too.
Ouch. What do the fists do?
That is the monk. Basically they use a modified chi energy. The something strength of your spirit can manifest itself in you being able to hit things with your bare hands harder than anything else can hit things with their bare hands. Normally you can hit a bunch of times and you have key points which let you do all sorts of funky shit. Like run faster and hit things more.
I'm not gonna lie. That went through one ear and out the other.
That's completely fair. You sound like you're having a little bit of a no bones day, my friend.
I'm tired.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, it's still better than Bubble.
Can I just get a big sword and hit things with it?
Yes, absolutely. We can give you a big sword and we can have you hit things with it.
Awesome.
I might hand you a fighter.
I don't know what that does, but I'm fine with it.
You can have any sword you want and you can hit things with it. A lot of times, a lot of things.
That sounds amazing.
Sounds good. There are so many different fighting styles, but you sound like you're not really in much of a state to choose a lot of things, so I'm gonna give you great weapon fighting, which is hitting things with a big sword.
That sounds great.
Yep. I need to bring up a character sheet for you. Mythweavers. Mythweavers. Do you have a name for your character in mind?
No.
Sounds good.
I was brought here on short notice.
Yeah, no, I completely get that. I'll just name it Minty after you, and then we can change the character name later. We have a fighter, great weapon, and then we also need a subclass for you. We need a martial archetype. I don't remember what any of these do. I think champion might be the one that you're looking for. Champion focuses on the development of raw physical power honed to deadly perfection. Those who model themselves on this archetype combine rigorous training with physical excellence to deal devastating blows. On this one, if you roll a 19 or a 20, you get a critical hit, which, honestly, can be fucking amazing.
That sounds like I should pick it, so I'll do that.
Sounds good. Champion. Next, we need to grab you a class. Not a class, we need to grab you a race. Oh, you are very much not in a state to...
Uh-oh.
There are, like, at least 25 races here. You want to hit things hard. Goliath, Orc, or Minotaur. Or a Warforged.
Goliath.
Goliath. Sounds good. Hello, Goliath. You're going to be as tall and huge as you can fucking be while still being a medium-sized creature.
This sounds amazing.
Yep. Let's see. And you have the ability to reduce damage sometimes. So that's also a lot of fun. So I will write down that you are a Goliath. Minty. And now for Minty and Milk and Apex. I just need to remind myself how to do a thing real quick, because I'm pretty sure, let me check a thing. Last server snippet, dice, attack, roll, cast. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. I was pretty sure there was a thing that would let us roll full sets of stats just right here. Oh, hey, cool. If you guys want to do a name generator, we can do that right here. User command, separate command, prefix, alias. Dice, attack, spell, check, save, dice. This is riveting content. Do 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 do. I'm glad you guys are entertaining yourselves. It's very good to see you engaged. I know that sounds probably sarcastic, but I do mean that, like, genuinely. I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves. Let's see.
Sammy?
Hello.
Yeah, question.
Yes.
Since it's session 0, are we just making the characters now, or are we actually, like, gonna play? Or is that
We
for
are
session 1?
making characters. We are talking about what we want from the game, and we're going to talk about lines and veils.
Oh, okay, so we're not actually playing this session, right?
No, we're not.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I probably should have made that more clear.
No, it's fine.
What am I looking for? Right. Avray. It's fully possible that the thing that I added was not in Avray's usual ability, but it is. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Let's go to my dashboard. Subscriptions. It's gonna take a little bit to load. Random stat generation. Yeah. Okay. So let's add this to, wow, that is a lot of places. Threshold. Okay, so let's try this out. Hello, dice. Threshold. Nope, that doesn't seem to have happened. It's not being super... Oh, nope, I spelled it wrong. Here we go, here we go. Oh, I definitely should have tested this before stream. Okay. Posing a set of rules on the outcome. 46, KH3, yep. Number of sets to be displayed. So we're gonna change that to RR4. I don't think that's how that works. For under servers can be set default. Okay, cool. That is a lot. We should probably set a max of like 80. Okay. Cool. So, the 3 people who have yet to make characters, Apex, Milk, Minty, would you prefer to roll your stats, or would you prefer to use a standard array, or would you prefer to, there's the third one, and the third one is what I tend to prefer, but...
What is the third one?
It's the one where there are numbers and you can add and subtract to the numbers, and oh, I know there's a fucking name for it. Give me like 3 seconds. D&D 5e stat methods. Score generation, roll. My brain decided to leak from my fucking ears. 3 seconds. Point by! There we go! The third one is point buy. Where basically you start with a base 8 in every single stat, and then you can add and subtract points up to a certain amount. Yeah. It's a lot more flexible than standard array, and it's a lot less random than rolling. But also it's the one that requires you to know the most about things.
I can just do random.
Okay. Milk and Minty?
I'll just do random.
Okay.
Decision make brain hurt.
Fair enough. I'll have you do random as well. Okay, so in rolling, I just sent a command in not parentheses, quotation marks. Copy and paste that without the quotation marks, and then that'll give you your 4 sets of possible stats.
Did I do it?
Looks like it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so Minty.
Mm-hmm.
You see how there are 4 options of stats?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like any of them better or worse?
I don't know what they mean.
Okay. Usually high numbers mean good, low numbers mean bad. Holy shit.
I should probably pick the second one since it's like average and everything.
Fair enough.
What is the 18 for? Oh, like what's it in?
Actually, these are just the numbers that you can assign to different things. They're not assigned to anything
Oh.
yet. This is just the
Okay.
set of numbers that you have. Milk. Do you have a preference for which set of stats?
I'll go with the 4th one.
Number 4? Sounds good. Yeah. Okay, give me a second to put all of those in for you. Minty is a fighter, so you're going to want strength and then constitution for your top 2. You're doing number 2, so 18 and then 13. 18 and then 13. And I'm pretty sure as the Goliath you have a +2 to strength and a +1 to constitution. So that's actually a fucking 20.
Is that good?
And a 14. Yes. A 20 is kind of amazing. Especially
Sick.
for level 3. The remaining 4 stats for you are dexterity, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Dexterity is your ability to move around good. Intelligence is your ability to know things. Wisdom is your ability to notice things. And charisma is your ability to speak. Out of these, what's a higher priority for you?
I would put 12 in dexterity and wisdom.
Sounds good. 12 in dexterity, 12 in wisdom, and then that leaves a 10 for both of the others. Okay. Milk. We have you next. You are a sorcerer, so we're going to want the highest in charisma, and then we're probably also going to want constitution to be... Actually, you're a sorcerer. Let me double check. I think sorcerers are ones that still have like a decent number of spells. Yeah. So you're not gonna need very high dexterity as a secondary. So gonna want to give you a little bit higher of a constitution. So your top two are going to be charisma and then constitution, if that's okay.
Okay.
You chose stat block number 4, so 17 charisma, 16 constitution. Charisma, 16 constitution. You are a rabbit folk. You can choose one ability score to increase by 2 and one ability to increase by 1. And so we'll probably do that after we give you your remaining 4. Strength is your ability to hit things hard and carry things. And then your options are strength, dexterity, intelligence, or wisdom. Which ones of these are higher priority to you?
What's the dexterity again?
Your ability to move good. And I guess with your stats, the actual question is which one of these do you have the least priority? Because everything else is going to be about the same.
Honestly, I don't know. We have like dexterity and like wisdom or something. Like
As highest or lowest?
that. Highest.
Okay. So 10 in dexterity, 10 in wisdom. You have another 10, and then you also have a 9 for intelligence and strength.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like lost. I can go with any, to be honest.
Okay. Personal preference, I would probably put 10 in intelligence and 9 in strength.
Yeah, that's good.
Especially since you already have your massive fucking heavy hitter. And then you have a +2 and a +1 that you can put anywhere. I might suggest a +1 to the charisma and +2 to constitution, because the way D&D stats work is they only increase in points at even numbers. So charisma would bring yours up to an 18, which would mean a +4. And then a +2 to your constitution would be also an 18, so that would also bring it up to a +4.
Okay.
Is that good?
Yep.
18. 18. Oop. 18. Okay. We have Milk and Minty. Apex. Is Apex still here with us? Hi.
I am.
Did you say you wanted to roll your scores?
I said random.
Random, yeah. So that means you're gonna roll them in the dice chat with the command that I put in quotation marks.
All right.
Okay. Do you have any of these that you think look better that you want to use?
So I can like pick one of the four.
Mhm.
So number 3 then, right?
Yep, fair enough. So you are going to be a Hexblade Warlock, which means I would probably have your top score be your charisma. I might double check a thing. Okay, because you're a Hexblade Warlock, you don't need strength or dexterity to be able to roll physical attacks, which is awesome. So, similar to Milk, I would probably suggest your top score being Charisma and your next score being Constitution.
So 16 in charisma and 15 in constitution.
Yep. 16, 15. Okay. And then the other 4 are going to go into Strength, Dexterity, Intelligence, and Wisdom.
So then I would put 13 in intelligence, 12 in wisdom, 11 dexterity, and 10 in strength.
Sounds good. And then let's pull up Dragonborn. Looks like okay. You have a +2 to strength and a +1 to your charisma. So you're gonna have 12 strength and 17 charisma. Though if you want, because of the fact that lately Wizards of the Coast have been like, maybe determining ability scores by race isn't a great idea. If you want to use your +1 for your strength and your +2 for your charisma instead, I would be completely okay with that.
Yeah, I would like that over what it currently is.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. I think all 3 of our players who don't have characters already have their stats. Next we're probably going to do starting equipment and hit points. Actually, let's just do hit points next. So, does anyone have a preference for who goes first?
I can go first.
Okay. Apex, we're gonna bring up your Warlock. I think I closed the actual Warlock page, but I can bring that back up again. Everything is getting just a little bit crowded. I'm going to fill in your proficiencies real quick. So, you got light, armor, simple weapons, which isn't going to matter a super large amount because you automatically gain proficiency with your packed weapon. let's see. Wisdom and Charisma are your two main saving throws. Hit dice is 1.8, not 1.8, 1d8 per your warlock level. We are going to be level 3. Your constitution modifier is +2. So you start off with 10 hit points. Do you want to roll your hit points, or do you want to go with just, do you want to roll 1d8, or do you want to go with just a base 5 for your second
I'll
and third
roll.
level hit points?
I'll roll.
Okay, so go exclamation point roll 2d8 plus 4.
2d8 plus 4.
Hey, 10. Fuck yeah.
Is that the best?
Not quite. I'm gonna have you re-roll that 1. So just roll 1d8 for me real quick.
So it's 1d8 plus 4?
Just 1d8. Oh, that is a lot better. So you're going to have 16 hit points plus 10, 26 hit points. That is pretty good. Equipment. Actually, we need to choose 2 skills for you. You can choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, or Religion.
Could you say them again?
Yeah. Arcana, Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion.
What is Arcana?
Arcana is how much you know about things of a magical nature.
So I can have 2?
Yep.
Then I'll have Arcana. And sorry, can you say it again?
Deception, History, Intimidation, Investigation, Nature, and Religion.
Arcana and Deception, then, yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like a funky character. Funky fresh, we love it. Deception and Arcana. Going to go for your starting. Where was I? Here we go. Starting equipment. You can either choose a light crossbow with 20 bolts or a simple weapon.
What would a simple weapon be?
Let me open that up in another place. D&D 5e simple weapon. Basically all weapons are split up between ranged and melee, and then between simple and martial. So a simple melee weapon would be a club, a dagger, a great club, a hand axe, a javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, spear, or a light crossbow, a dart, or a short bow, or a sling. And I might just double check a thing real quick. Okay. You have the choice to, at 3rd level, which is the level that you're at, you get a Pact boon. You can either have Pact of the Blade, Pact of the Chain, Pact of the Tome, Talisman, or Star Chain. Actually, no, that's a Seeker Patron. You don't have that. So, Blade, Chain, Tome, or Talisman. If you have Blade, then instead of having to have your hexblade weapon be a weapon that you find around the world, you can have your pact blade weapon be a weapon that you summon.
Yeah, I would like that. That's
Okay. In which case, your choice as to weapon isn't going to really equipment weapon isn't going to matter super much because you're going to be able to pretty much choose whatever weapon you want to be able to attack with.
I'll just pick simple weapon then because it doesn't matter.
Okay. Do you have a preference for which simple weapon you get?
A dagger.
A dagger? A dagger sounds good. Let's give you a dagger. Okay. You either get a component pouch or an arcane focus. These are both things that will help you cast your spells. You need one or the other to be able to cast almost anything. A component pouch is a collection of herbs and bits and bobs that will help you cast things, or an arcane focus is something physical that you channel your magic through.
I'll have an arcane focus.
Okay. I might remind myself of a thing real quick. D5E. Okay. So I think you get to choose between a wand, a staff, a crystal ball, or maybe an amulet.
And I will
a crystal, an orb, a wand, a staff. Yeah.
Seem like so it's just a crystal orb, a wand, or a staff.
Yeah. Or if you want it to be something more specific, then I am more than happy to work with you for like flavor and backstory.
Maybe like a ring, like a kind of expensive looking ring.
Yeah, hell yeah. So ring, arcane, focus. There we go. You either get a Scholar's Pack or a Dungeoneer's Pack. Scholar's Pack
What's the
mostly
difference?
comes with like paper and ink and like sand in order to help measure things. Dungeoneer's Pack is a lot more tents and provisions and climbing equipment.
I'll have. What's like the use of paper?
Writing. You might be able to burn it.
I'll have the Dungeoneers one.
Yeah, yep. Those Dungeoneers Pack. Warlock. Okay, so you get leather armor, any simple weapon, and another 2 daggers.
All right.
Also, if you want, you can replace your simple weapon from before with something that's not a dagger, since you have 2 daggers here already.
Then I'll change it to a crossbow.
Okay, so you get crossbow, 20 bolts, crossbow, dagger, 2. I'm gonna go through. Frick. Gonna go through and save the character sheets real quick. Just because we have put a lot of information on them. And I would really hate for them to be lost. Yep, crossbow, and then you get 2 simple weapons.
So 2 daggers?
You already have 2 daggers, but if you want 2 more.
Okay, so I get 2 more simple weapons?
Yeah.
Could you list them again?
Club, dagger, great club, hand axe, javelin, light hammer, mace, quarterstaff, sickle, and spear.
I'll have a sickle.
Sounds good. Do you want 2 sickles? Or do you want a sickle and something else?
I'll have 2 sickles. Why not?
Sounds good.
I have so many weapons.
You do. So I might remind myself of a thing. Okay. Next, I'm probably gonna have you choose what you want your packed weapon to be, which you can choose from any of the weapons, since your packed weapon is also going to be your hexblade weapon, which means no matter what it is, you'll be able to use it with proficiency and use your charisma modifier to attack with it.
So it could be any weapon.
It can be any weapon. I might just Control C. Might just send the link to the weapons table here and let you look through it and pick something, because that would be a lot faster than me reading everything off.
All right.
And in the meantime, Minty and or Milk. Who wants to go next? Hi, Minty. Do you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay, so we have here our fighter. We got you your fighting style already. You get 1d10 hit dice per level. And your constitution modifier is a +2. So you start with 12. In dice, I need you to roll me 2d10 + 4, please.
How do I do that?
Exclamation point roll. Here. Roll. Yeah. Do you think you got it?
Are there spaces?
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no.
That should be the format for it, but I'm not entirely sure. You might need no space in between. Hey, there we go. Bravo. You have 20 hit points plus the 12 base from level 1. You have 32 hit points.
That seems like a lot.
You are in fact our tank. So
Makes sense.
We are very glad that it is a lot. So everyone else is going to be a little bit squishy. Next. We have your hit dice. Let's go through your proficiencies. All armor, all shields. All armor, shields, all weapons, except for specialty weapons. So simple weapons, martial weapons, Your specialized saving throws are strength and constitution. If you need to make a strength or a constitution throw, it's gonna be near impossible to fail either of those. So we need you to choose 2 skills from acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, intimidation, perception, and survival.
I feel like intimidation would just make sense.
Very true. Very true.
What were the other ones? Sorry.
Acrobatics, animal handling, athletics, history, insight, perception, and survival.
What is? Could you like elaborate on perception and insight?
Yes, perception is your ability to see things. Basically just like find things by looking at them, and your ability to like notice when like you hear a noise. It's very good for being a lookout. Insight is your ability to look at someone and figure out what they're feeling, figure out their emotions, whether or not they're lying to you. Stuff like
Those
that.
both sound good.
Yeah.
I would say perception.
Okay, intimidation and perception. And if it's okay with everyone here, I'm probably going to use the Matt Mercer homebrew rule of you can use your strength modifier for intimidation instead of just charisma. You said insight and intimidation?
No, perception.
Perception and intimidation. Got it, right here. Next we got your equipment. You can either choose chainmail armor or leather armor.
Chainmail just sounds like a no-brainer.
Fair enough, yeah. This is... Let's have this one here. Chainmail. Fighter. You also get a... Oh! It's you either get chainmail or you get leather armor, a longbow, and 20 arrows.
I can't really see myself using a bow, so
Fair
chainmail
enough,
still.
yeah. So you can either get a martial weapon and a shield or 2 martial weapons. Shields basically give you a bonus to AC.
What's AC, sorry?
AC is armor class. It's how hard it is to hit you.
No, I'm already a tank, but I could be even tankier.
You could.
So I'll go with the shield as well.
Okay, a martial weapon and a shield. So I think there are shields on here, but I could be wrong. Ranged. No, it doesn't look like they're right here. But we can look at the martial weapons. Battle axe, flail, glaive, great axe, great sword, halberd, lance, longsword, maul, morningstar, pike. There is the rapier and the scimitar, but both of those are... Oh, and the short sword, but all 3 of those are finesse weapons, which means you use dexterity to use them and not strength, so you're not going to want to use any of those. A trident, a war pick, a war hammer, and... Nope, a whip is finesse, which means you're not going to want that one. I mean, you could have that one, but it's going to be a lot harder for you to use that one.
The 2 that stuck out to me were the great axe and the great sword.
Okay. Those are both heavy 2-handed weapons, so you wouldn't be able to use a shield with those.
Can I use them on their own, or is it just can't use them all?
I think you have to use... Yes, you can use them on their own. You wouldn't be able to, like, hold any other weapons while you're using them. But you can... As long as you have 2 hands, you can use it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sammy?
Yeah?
So basically, you're saying if we put Minty in front of us, because he's fucking buff, that is our that could just be our strategy. We stay behind Minty and cast our spells as he takes the damage for us.
That
that it?
is the
And-
traditional strategy, yes.
It sounds very easy.
I'm also very strong, so you know.
Yeah, it's very easy
You
for him
are.
to take a lot of the make the dudes super worried all at once while you guys like pile on all of the effects. Okay, so a great axe does 1d12 slashing and a great sword does 2d6 slashing. Between those two, I would probably go with the great sword because your minimum damage is 2 instead of 1. The maximum damage is the same either way.
Great sword.
Okay, let's put a great sword on your character sheet. Great sword. You can still, let's see, you can still get a shield.
I just won't be able to use them at the same time.
You wouldn't be able to use them along with your great sword. However, one of your next option is between a light crossbow and 2 hand axes. And you might be able to use your shield with a hand axe. Or you could get another martial weapon.
What exactly is a martial weapon?
It's a weapon that is harder to use than a simple weapon. So most of the really cool shit.
Oh, so be cool or get a hand axe.
Well, you have a chance to get a hand axe either way. I might suggest getting another martial weapon and getting a glaive. Because a glaive has reach, which means your range of attack becomes 10 instead of 5, which basically makes you just a little bit scarier.
I shall do that then.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a glaive. Fighter. You either get a light crossbow with 20 bolts or you get 2 hand axes.
I still get to pick between those?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go with the hand axes.
Okay. Hand axes. Oh, shit. Pressed the wrong button. Here we go. 2. Last but not least, you either get a Dungeoneer's pack or an Explorer's pack. I know that there's a difference between them, but I don't remember. I think the Explorer's pack comes with like a mess kit, and the Dungeoneer's pack comes with like, I don't know, more torches or something.
I don't know what either of those two things are.
Fair enough.
What do you suggest?
I think Apex already got a Dungeoneer's pack, so I would suggest getting an Explorer's pack to make sure that you have everything rounded out.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Explorer's pack. And that's basically going to have a lot of stuff in it that I will write down on your character sheet for you to see at a later date when we're not in the middle of making everything. Second wind, action surge. We got your martial archetype. Okay. Next, Milk. Milk, are you there?
Hi.
Hello. So
Before you do this, can I
yes.
say what weapon I chose?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I picked the scimitar.
Sounds good. Scimitar. Those are always fun. Okay, Milk, we have your hit points. You are a sorcerer, which means you get 1d8 hit points per sorcerer level. You have a constitution modifier of +4. Yeah, you have a constitution modifier of +4, which is amazing. So your starting hit points is 10. And I need you to roll 2d6 plus 8 in the dice channel, please.
Am I rolling again?
2d6 plus 8.
Maybe 8.
Yep.
Do I have to put the exclamation thing?
Yes. Exclamation point in front of everything. That tells the bot that we're trying to get its attention.
Okay. Alright, just to make sure I did this right, it's exclamation roll space 2d plus 8.
2d6 plus 8. Yes. Hey,
Okay.
look, Sweet Sunday is back. Everyone say hello to my most entertaining troll. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Ew.
Hello.
That is a total of
Hello.
16 plus 10 means you have 26 hit points to start off. For a sorcerer, that is damn good. Next. You are proficient in a handful of weapons. So I'm gonna put those in your proficiencies. Let's see.
Can you say that again?
I'm mostly just copy pasted a couple of weapons into your proficiencies. You're proficient in daggers, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. Your saving throws are Constitution and Charisma. So you get bonuses to those saving throws. For skills, you choose 2 from Arcana, Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion.
What was the first one?
Arcana.
Can you explain that one?
Arcana is your knowledge about things relating to magic. Oh, hey, look, there's another
can I
person
do-
here. Endless Prim. Hi. Yes. What did you want? I'm so sorry.
Can I do the first one?
Yeah, Arcana. And you also get another one.
Can you say them again?
Yep. Boop doop. I have so many fucking tabs open. Deception, Insight, Intimidation, Persuasion, and Religion.
Deception.
Okay. Milk, you get Deception. If you try to lie about anything, it is going to go so damn well for you. Probably. Most likely. Unless you roll really horribly. Equipment. You either get a light crossbow with 20 bolts, or a simple weapon.
Simple weapon.
Okay. Out of the simple weapons, you are proficient with daggers, darts, and quarterstaffs.
What's a quarterstaff?
It's basically a really big stick. About
Okay,
the
I'll
same
do
height
that.
as you. Okay, cool. Let's give you quarterstaff. You either get a component pouch or an arcane focus.
Component pouch.
Okay. Component pouch. Sorcerer. And then you also get 2 daggers. I think the last thing we have to do is languages and your skills from your backgrounds. So let me just remember which backgrounds everyone chose. Milk has conservationist. Humble Squire will single-handedly softly play the game of muses. Thank you, Sweet Sunday, and hello, Endless Prim. I sure am doing. Honestly, I'm really enjoying myself. My brain is just a little bit fried. Okay, so we have a guild merchant, and we have... oh, Minty, I'm sorry. Did we ever choose your background?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I should grab that up real quick. Do you have any idea? Backgrounds are basically the things that the pieces of your backstory.
So they just
Archetype.
define you as a character?
Not quite. They give you a springing off point to start your backstory from, and they give you some nice little whatchamacallit, bonuses. They give you some nice bonuses.
Am I supposed to know what to pick, or?
No. Do you have a general idea of what type of character you want to play? And if not, I can go through some of the ones that I think might fit your character.
I would like to hear the suggestions.
Okay, so you currently have a Goliath fighter. So I think 3 of the most interesting ways to go with this is one of the scholarly routes, which basically means you learned how to fight real good on the side, and your real passion is as a scholar, and you're not very good at it, but you definitely try your best. Another option is as like a gladiator or a knight, or a soldier, or someone who is specifically trained to fight. So doing things like this is kind of your life. And the third choice is the things that don't directly contradict or enable your current story. I think Fey Lost would be very interesting. Or like...
Pardon?
I think Fey Lost would be very interesting, but that's just because I really enjoy stories with the Fae. There's a bunch of shit here.
What exactly is a Fey Lost?
A Fey Lost is a changeling, but not the D&D changeling, like a real world changeling. You're a baby who was brought into the Feywild and raised in the Feywild, And now you're back about in normal Earth.
That just sounded like nonsense to me.
That is completely fair.
Um, I'm just gonna keep it simple and go with a gladiator.
Sounds good. Gladiators are a lot of fun. Okay. So let's give Minty the gladiator background. Um, um, okay. So there are, let's see. Gladiator is a variant on entertainer. Entertainer thrives in front of an audience. You know how to entrance them, entertain them, or even inspire them. Your poetics can stir the hearts of those who hear you, awakening grief or joy, laughter or anger. But the gladiator is as much an entertainer as any minstrel or circus performer trained to make the arts of combat into a spectacle the crowd can enjoy. This kind of flashy combat is your entertainer routine, though you might also have some skills as a tumbler or actor. Using your by popular demand feature, you can find a place to perform in any place that features combat for entertainment, perhaps a gladiatorial arena or a secret pit fighting club. You can replace the musical instrument in your equipment package with an inexpensive but unusual weapon, such as a trident or a net. Okay. So we're going to do entertainer routines. A good entertainer is versatile, spicing up every performance with a variety of routines. Choose 1 to 3 routines or roll on the table to define your expertise as an entertainer. And the routines are actor, dancer, fire eater, jester, juggler, instrumentalist, poet, singer, storyteller, and tumbler. Do you want to have any of those to add on to your usual gladiatorial escapades, or are you good with just fighting for entertainment?
You said a lot of words, and my brain is melting.
That is completely fair. My bad. You have a skill proficiency in acrobatics and performance. Let me open up your thing. Just so I can add that. Acrobatics.
I feel really bad for just making you to say all of that and just say I forgot.
You're okay. You only signed up to do this like 3 seconds ago. Not exactly, but pretty close.
An hour and 40 minutes ago.
Oh shit, we have been here a while. Okay. So I think that's all. Oh right, there's this fucking suggested characteristics. We're gonna do those things after our next step. Sage. Let's see. Apex had the background of guild merchant. Apex, you get to choose one language of your choice.
What are the options?
That is a very good question. D&D 5e languages. Nope, I'm not going to use that page. Is this a good one? Is this one I want to share with people? Nope, that is too much text before the thing. I just want a table. Just want a table. That works well enough. Yes. Okay. Control C. Control V. Thank you to Charlie and Sam and Stangler for sitting through all of this. And also to everyone else for being patient through the process. So I think once you choose your language, that will be all of the choices you really have to make for now.
What about Draconic?
Draconic works, absolutely. And it helps that there will be another party member who also knows Draconic. Okay. So next we are going to talk about expectations for the game, which is something that is really important to talk about before any game, honestly. Basically, there are 3 main parts to any Dungeons & Dragons game. There is roleplay, there is puzzle solving, and there is, oh no, looks like my browser is on the edge of fucking dying. Okay, so Rabbit Folk, Shadow Magic. We have a Dragonborn Hexblade Warlock. And then we have a Goliath Champion. Fighter. Don't forget the trolling, very important. Thank you. Okay. So, main 3 parts of any D&D game is roleplay, puzzles, and fights, pretty much. The combat system. What is everyone most excited about from those?
Fights.
Fights?
Violence.
Violence?
I do
Alive.
enjoy a tad bit of trolling, which means violence.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go pretty heavy on the combat. I know Samantha wants at least some roleplay.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And so like minimal puzzles? We don't want a lot of puzzles?
I don't mind
Up to
puzzles.
you. I don't mind them.
Okay. I can definitely focus a lot more on combat and a little bit on roleplay, less so on puzzles. Sounds very good. Next, building character connections. So we have already Stangler and Samantha know each other.
You mean Charlie?
Yes, Charlie and Samantha know each other. And then Stangler, you have the sage background just like Charlie does. And so I was going to ask if you two
Yeah.
wanted to know each other already.
No.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite rude.
Well, it wouldn't make sense,
Wow.
really.
Fair enough. Does anyone from what you've heard so far want to make a connection? Stangler is an Aarakocra druid. Samantha is a high elf cleric. Charlie is a wood elf wizard. Minty is a Goliath fighter. Milkbread is a rabbit folk sorcerer. And Apex is a dragonborn warlock.
Apex.
Yeah.
That's the connection.
Okay, you want to have a connection with Apex?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to work out some of the details here, or would you rather do that off screen so that it comes off as a little bit of a surprise to people?
Oh, wait, do you mean like initially?
Yeah. Like
Oh,
going into the
okay.
game.
Then nobody.
Nobody? Okay.
Yes.
Completely fair.
Is anything different if I know someone?
It makes it a little bit easier to bring the party together at the beginning, which makes it a little bit faster to get into like the meat and the potatoes of the game. But it's not necessary, and I've had enough experience that I'm pretty confident in my ability for everyone to get everyone into the game without it being necessary.
I kind of want to know someone, but I don't know if it would make sense.
I mean, fun thing with storytelling is you can figure out a way to have it make sense. Whether it's someone that you knew a little bit when you were a kid or someone that you only recently figured out. Like, it could be as simple as someone that you met on the road and you've been traveling with for like a day or two. Or it can be like long lost best friend that you like never thought you would see again or something like that.
As you probably know, my brain is not in the best state, so I'll just
Fair
I
enough.
just feel good.
We can fill this out more completely at a later date. Is everyone content for our connections as of right now? Knowing which ones we're going to build on later and which ones we're gonna stick with for now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Next, one of the most important parts of any I just realized I should probably actually share this with you guys. Anyone with a link can comment. And I'm gonna send this to you guys on the table. So the really big thing, lines and veils. Also known as just general roleplay consent, which tends to sound like a very kinky thing, but is actually something that's very important to talk about in whatever roleplay scenario that you're in, especially with new people. So things that we're absolutely not going to do. SA, abuse, self-harm, sex, racism, homophobia, transphobia, sexism, and I'm not going to use any of my NPCs to romance you guys, and I hope you'll do it vice versa, because as far as I know, all of you are children. A veil that we're going to have is we're not going to have any bugs be like super graphic. They can exist, but we're not going to look at them too hard, you know? And then the things...
I want... that's sad. I wanted cute little ink egg friend. Horrifying ink egg. Cute.
For the comfort of our players, we're going to avoid looking too close at creepy crawlies. Thank you, Apex. So there are 5 things up here that was indicated by the checklist earlier that are things that we should talk about before including it in the game, just to make sure that everyone's comfortable. Does anyone have a place that they want to start out, or should I just go down from the top?
I feel like I shouldn't have zoned out.
It's completely fair. This is a VOD. This you're gonna have a VOD, so if you forget any of this, you can either just ask us what happened and we can remind you, or you can go back and watch.
That helps.
Yes, don't worry about missing something. You're going to have a reference for it afterwards. It's one of the reasons that I really enjoy streaming these sorts of things. Okay, let's start with gore. Whenever I run games, I tend to do light gore. So like I'm not going to describe entrails. But usually I will describe like slicing wounds or blood. Where is everyone's comfort level?
I don't really care.
Okay.
I also am fine
Yeah.
with anything.
That's
I
fine.
don't mind at all.
Okay. And if any of you don't feel super comfortable saying it out loud, feel free to message me like the specifics, and I will be sure to keep it to a to the standard that you wish me to attain to. Interplayer relationships. Most of you indicated that you were fine with this, but one person did say, hey, let's talk about it before you specifically romance me. Me referring to the person asking. So there is going to be the thing where interplayer relationships are fine, but it needs to be done with a lot of communication. Everyone involved in the relationship needs to know about what's going on and needs to be okay with it. Even if it's just a one-sided crush. And also, I would prefer to be kept in the loop if at all possible. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, body horror. I'm not planning on involving any body horror. I suppose. Actually, same with the gaslighting and torture. From my end, those aren't things that I'm planning on involving in the story.
Can I ask what SA is? I don't know what that is.
Sexual assault.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. For me, in like pretty much every single game I run, both that and sex, anything beyond Fade to Black tends to be off the table. And especially as I don't know most of you, also just sex in general is off the table. And then yeah, there are some groups that are willing to handle that theme, and there are some groups that are not. And any games that I run, we're not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So body horror, gaslighting, and torture are all things that I'm not planning to include. That being said, they might be part of player backstories. So these are all things where if there's something that you notice might come up through your roleplay or through your backstory, bring it up to the group beforehand so that we can all talk about it. Open communication is one of the most important things here. We don't want anyone getting hurt. Sounds good?
Yup.
Woo!
Sounds good.
Don't forget the bones. They are important. I tend to not describe bones a super large amount just because lots and lots of... Ooh, thank you for including that. And yeah, if Samantha and Charlie could also write down their subclasses, that would be awesome, because I had a hard time finding that. I tend to not describe bones just because personally I find like descriptions of bones kind of icky. Let's see. I'm glad you're all having fun with the document. Does anyone else have anything that they want to bring up or talk about as we approach the game?
Not really.
Cool.
No.
So the very last thing, if you guys have a preference, I would like it if, I want to give you guys the choice to choose your setting. There are 12 kingdoms, each of them with some very different flavor, and very different, I don't know, environments. Does anyone from the world document have a preference of where we want to be?
I'd like there to be little light pollution.
Really, okay, very few. Well, we can have it be in the countryside. That is definitely possible.
What are we talking about?
Setting.
Meaning in what context exactly?
Basically, where in the world this particular game is going to take place.
The fact that I know
the
nothing
real
about
world?
this game does not help.
That's completely fair. There is a document under world info in game things with more information, but also it sounds like most people are tired and kind of ready to be done. So I am more than happy to take in the countryside and just run from there.
That would make
Can it
sense.
also be the night portion
Yes,
of the year?
it can be during the night portion of the year, absolutely.
Nice.
So like winter?
No, the really fun thing about this particular world is astronomy doesn't work the same way that it normally does because I'm a fucking I'm a fucking
Maniac.
I'm a nerd and I really
Oh.
enjoy this, like how planets work and how like different things might affect like weather and shit. I really wanted to be a planetary meteorologist, and then bipolar kicked my ass. So basically, this is a world with a completely horizontal axis, meaning, instead of having night and then day and the night and then day and the night and then day and having multiple nights and days in a year, there is one night a year and one day a year. Kind of. But also there are still like 24-hour days because the god of time decided just having 1 month's long night and 1 month's long day wasn't gonna cut it. But basically it is A, completely horizontal, and B, this particular country is on the pole of the world. So it's kind of a world of extremes. So half the year is entirely sun and half the year is entirely dark. And we can definitely have it take place during the dark portion of the year.
Would this not be terrible for growing crops?
Yes, it would be. It is a consistent problem in this world.
I'm assuming there is a Great Depression.
I mean, since this is a thing that has happened on the world for most of time, most of the creatures that require light and or vitamin D have ways to get it. And as this is kind of how everything has always happened, it is how life has adapted to how it exists, you know? So like things aren't great, and the food situation is rough for most of the kingdoms. But
I assume it's like a winter where it's just like everyone prepares for winter.
yeah. Yeah, and there are also a lot of plants that are made to thrive during that time. Like the gnomes and the halflings share the same lands, and the gnomes go out during the dark months and tend to the winter crops pretty much, and the halflings tend to the summer crops because halflings can't really see in the dark. But you know what? Actually, I don't think it's gnomes. I think it's one of the Underdark races. Sweet Sunday wanted to remind everyone to keep notes on things that are happening in game so that you're aware of future things that might happen. If you want to keep notes, go ahead and keep notes. If you don't, it's not a super big worry. This is just going to be a one-shot, so it's not like I'm going to set up something in session 1 and then we're going to have a session 100 and then there's going to be a callback. Yeah. Notes do help. But also we're going to have VODs, so if you feel like spending an extra couple of hours to rewatch a VOD instead of reading some notes, that is your prerogative.
Time to make a Word document.
Yeah, that's probably wise. Okay. And I will finish up everyone's character sheets myself, and make sure everything gets integrated into these things and make sure that you guys can access them. It shouldn't take more than a week, but I'm gonna say let's have our next meeting 2 weeks from now, just so that I have enough time for a couple of low spoon days, and for like fleshing everything out. Does this general time, Saturdays at 7 p.m. work for people, or do we want a different time?
7 p.m. which time
It works
is
for me.
EST.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. Works for everyone here?
Works for me.
Yeah.
Sam is 2 hours ahead of me, which is like 2 a.m., so that might be a problem.
Okay. Sam, are you good, or would you prefer earlier in the day? Is she still here? Did she fall asleep?
Yeah, I think she fell asleep. I texted her and she didn't respond to me.
Probably.
She didn't
Okay.
open it.
Well, that might mean that we need to have it earlier in the day.
Yeah.
We can talk about it more when everyone is awake. I hope everyone enjoyed themselves for as much of a hurry up and wait as it was. And I promise session 1 will actually be a little bit more engaging now that we have all of the busy work out of the way. Does anyone have anything you want to say before we sign off?
How do you find your subclass?
What?
How do you find your subclass? I can't find it.
Oh, are you on D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I opened up like the builder and I can't find it.
It's a very good question. You might have the evocation subclass, but I'm not sure.
Wait, that's what that is?
I mean, I know the sculpt spells is probably from your subclass instead of from your main class. Also, another reason I'm gonna need 2 weeks is, instead of all of the little, very quickly made talk sprites that you can see on the screen now,
I love mine.
I'm going to make some better, slightly more polished talk sprites out of all of your characters. So as soon as you have a character description that you want to send to me, please send it, and so that I can make the better quality ones as soon as possible. And also for the
Just
people.
saying better quality as if they're bad when they look great.
Thank you. I'm really glad you like them.
Yeah,
Personally,
I like my
I look at them and I can see that I only spent like a maximum of 10 minutes on any of them. I think they're cute and I think they do the job, but I also think I would like ones with a little bit more detail and at least a little bit of shading, you know?
The good stuff.
Who needs
Yeah, the good
shadows?
stuff.
I don't need shadows.
You don't need shadows?
They just don't exist.
Fair enough. I do have to say I am very proud of how Apex's talk sprite came out. I think it looks very funny when it talks, and it brings me joy.
I agree. Can you actually send me that? I want to save it.
Yeah, all of the let's see. The big ones are already in the table chat, but I can send you the one that's like just yours if you want.
Yes, please.
Okay, I can do that. That is going to be the end of the stream, I think. Thank you, everyone, for coming out and hanging out. Thank you, Sweet Sunday. Oh, hello, nerds! I'm so sorry I didn't notice you here. To be fair, it was a little bit of D&D. Thank you, Endless Prim, for coming and hanging out. And special thank you to Luca for coming and vibing as often as you do. And I look forward to playing some D&D with all of you. Good night.
I haven't had another episode except last night was touch and go. No need to cry about it.
Morning?
Hello, Minty. Thank you for the follow. Hello. Good night.
That is indeed.
So, just have sex.
Follow, but I need to sign.
Trash on the walls and trash on the floor.
Liquid eyeliner stunts and doors, screwing everything up, doing everything wrong. In my defense, I wasn't supposed to be around this long.